Okay, it's been an hour since we kicked off our model training. In the upper right-hand side of the window, you can see our cab fare model no longer has a status of training. If we drill down on the model, we can see the root mean squared error for the model that we just trained with Vertex AI and AutoML is 3.519. The root mean squared error we achieved when we did all this by hand in my ML linear regression repo was 3.44. So for now, humans still have a slight edge. If we select our model and click on the Deploy and Test tab at the top of the window, we can deploy our model to a Vertex AI endpoint. Once we've deployed it, we can send prediction requests to it. Click on the Deploy to Endpoint button and provide a name for our endpoint. Let's name our endpoint cab fare. Since we want to be able to send prediction requests to our endpoint via REST calls, we'll leave our access setting to the default of standard. Next, we need to supply information about the compute resources we want our model deployment to make use of. Since we're just testing our deployment, we don't really need to worry about auto-scaling. So we'll leave our max number of compute nodes blank. This will make it default to 1. Since our min and max will both be set to 1, our deployment will not auto-scale. We'll also leave our machine type set to the default, as well as the provisioning model. It's always a good idea to have logs, so let's leave logging enabled. Click on Done, and then Continue. Machine learning models running in production require monitoring to ensure that they continue to perform as expected. Since this is a test deployment, let's just disable monitoring and deploy our model to an endpoint. There's a lot going on behind the scenes when you deploy a model to an endpoint, so it can take quite a bit of time to complete. Let's go get some coffee and come back later. The status of our deployment is now set to active. If we scroll down, you'll see a Predict button that we can use to send a test request. Click on the Predict button and the results will be displayed on the right-hand side of the window. The last thing to test is hitting our endpoint from our desktop via curl. We'll just open a window and cut and paste the commands to do this from our repo. We need to authenticate to GCP, set our default region to US East 1, where we deployed our model. We'll export a few environment variables that'll make it easier for us to construct our endpoint URL. We'll display the contents of our testprediction.json file via cat, and then we'll make a prediction request via curl. And there you have it. Looks like our model is functioning as expected. Don't forget to undeploy your model, or else you'll keep being charged for the resources that it's running on.